Okay, so I may not be the spokesperson for goodness. I think everybody that knows me or has seen my YouTube channel probably knows that about me. Um, but what I can tell you is that I do have a personal relationship with the Lord, and we love each other very much. And I do not pray every day, um, and I don't go to church normally. Um, but when I do go to church, I go to church knowing that that is the house of the Lord, and it is a very sacred place, and it needs to be respected. And when I go there, I am not distracted, and if I have my Bible with me, because that is what I should have when I go there, I do read the passages that the pastor selects, and I do listen to the pastor, and I do worship by singing the songs, and I do listen to the prayers, and I normally agree with the prayer, with what the person is saying in the prayer. Now, the point of this YouTube video was that about 5 days ago, I was a very angry, sad, depressed individual. And one day, like 5 days ago, I woke up in the morning, and that changed. And I cannot tell you why. But I thank God for that, because I was happy, and I wanted to celebrate with joy, because I wanted to spend time with the people that I care about, and I was happy about that. And I previously did not want to spend time with those people, talk to those people, and I did not want to share anything about the holidays with those people. And I was not happy to see those people. And so what happened was I had a manic episode, and then I had a crash. I was depressed, and then I woke up, and then I was happy. And I guess now I am just kind of, well, I don't really know how to explain it, because people look at me and they think that I'm manic, and I'm not. And a lot of people that are manic, they say they're not, but like I am like a very self-aware person, and if I'm manic, I check myself into the hospital. So I know that I am not hypomanic either. So I think that I'm just a little hyper, and I have been, having a little bit of trouble sleeping, and I attribute that to my medication change, and not to the fact that I could have been having a manic episode. But as some of you may know, I have been having a lot of familial problems lately, for the past several months, and I blocked out everyone from my life so that I could build a wall between myself and the entire world, and then I would not have to speak to anyone unless it was a matter of life or death. And so what I did was I became happy one day for no reason, and I was very grateful, because I became a different person. And so I wanted to share with you that this revelation made me realize that many people try to make themselves happy other types of ways. Some people are addicted to alcohol and pot, and I'm not going to say that either thing is technically bad in small doses, but I am going to say that if you are an alcoholic or addicted to weed, that is a very sad thing, and that I feel very sorry for you. And the reason why is because you are self-medicating to achieve a false sense of security, which is actually not security. And I think the reason that you need to feel secure is because you are scared of your impending death. And so the thing is that you don't have to be afraid of death. I look forward to the next chapter of my eternal existence, and I may be afraid of pain. I'm very afraid of pain. I'm afraid of needles. I'm afraid of bugs. I am afraid of surprises. I don't like surprises at all, and I don't like secrets, and I don't like things that I don't know, and those are all very painful things. So I think what I'm trying to say is that death itself, like the act of dying without pain, if it was instantaneous, you being dead, is actually not a bad thing if you are a saved Christian person. And there are a lot of people out there who are Catholic, and I once, after a short-term period of me believing that I was an atheist and me agreeing with atheist views, I found solace in the Catholic Church, and I learned a lot about Catholic views, and I learned that they are actually living in sin, which is actually hard to believe because they are concealing their true philosophy of their religion underneath a like smoke and mirrors of the Christian faith, which is actually not what they have. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to explain what is wrong with what they believe so that you can understand, because there are so many Catholics out there. So the first major thing that is wrong with the Catholic faith is that many people idolize the Pope, and it definitely says in the Bible that you shall have no other gods before me. And if you are idolizing the Pope and you believe that the Pope is a messenger, or like basically kind of receives like special messages from God, and he's like a vessel, that is very, very wrong. So that's like the first thing. The second thing is believing that the saints kind of had like the same sort of miraculous power, and kind of treating them as like an obsession, and kind of learning so much more about the saints than you do about the Bible, or learning about Bible verses, memorizing Bible verses, sharing the gift of Jesus' salvation with others. When you spend your time learning about actual human beings who may actually have been Christians or may have done really great things, but they're just regular people, that's basically just a history lesson. It's actually not religion. That's not actually religion. So basically, you are worshiping human beings and putting them on a pedestal that they do not that they do not belong on, along with Jesus' disciples. And then the Virgin Mary, saying that she is perfect because she carried a perfect baby in her, and because she was a virgin, when she gave birth, and that she was always perfect. Well, actually, I hate to inform you of this, but she actually had another child. So, that means that she was not always a virgin. And so that means that she was not perfect her entire life. And that also means that if she was not perfect her entire life, she probably wasn't perfect her entire life. So, it also never actually states in the Bible that Mary was perfect. It just states that Mary was chosen by God to carry a perfect fetus, which I don't think it uses the word fetus, but we all know that Jesus was at one point a fetus, and Mary carried him when she was a virgin. So, I think that putting Mary on a pedestal and actually saying prayers to her, that is very wrong, because the only person that you should ever say a prayer to is the Lord. And the Lord, in the Bible, it says that the Lord is Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit. That means that there is God the Father, there is Jesus, who was actually the fetus that I was previously talking about, and there is the Holy Spirit, which is the thing that goes inside each and every one of us so that we can have a personal relationship with God. Okay, so that would be the Trinity, and we can pray to any one of those three beings, and we can be thankful for Jesus' sacrifice, and we can say many, many prayers to them, and they are all perfect, all one and three and one, whatever, but you can speak with your pastor if you don't understand the Trinity, and I'm sure that you can have a very long conversation about how it's very, very confusing, and how, you know, maybe we don't have to understand everything in the universe, because we aren't meant to do that, you know. Just like you were in history class once when you were in 8th grade, and you really didn't care about the entire history of whatever that you were in history class for. So if you didn't care about the entire history that you were learning about in 8th grade, why do you have to understand the entire way that God works? I think that is just you being a hypocrite. So I think really what you need to understand here is that if you are self-medicating in order to feel comfort, because you feel like you are going to die alone, and then you are either going to go to hell, nothing's going to happen to you, you're either going to be reborn so that you can live a horrible life again, and maybe you like living amazing life this time, and like maybe you feel like karma is going to get you, and like you're going to live like a horrible life next time. Well, like, none of that is actually true. See, what's actually true is actually part of it has been proven, like parts of the Bible have been proven, and so you can actually go to a library and find out which parts of the Bible have been proven, because I'm sorry, I am not a pastor, a theologian, or a history book, and I don't know every single thing there is to know about the Bible or the entire history of our planet. But I do know that things have been proven out of the Bible. And I do know that people who want to tell you that Joseph Smith had a revelation that he needed to add to the Bible, Well, I can tell you that somewhere in Revelation, it says that you should not add or take away anything from the Bible. And so if parts of the Bible have been proven, and somewhere in the Bible it says not to add or take away something from the Bible, and then some guy comes along and he adds and takes away stuff from the Bible, and then he creates an entire new religion called Mormonism, basically, you can figure out that that is evil, because anything that is not of God is evil. So, back to what I was saying previously. You need to understand that if you stop doing drugs, if you stop drinking, or if you don't do any of that and you are still unfulfilled, if you're an atheist and you're like, well, I'm like totally amazing because I figured out that the flying spaghetti monster isn't real, and neither is any other type of higher being, and I'm a Darwinian philosopher, and my DNA previously came from a pile of goo. Well, I can tell you that it did not. And I can also tell you that whether some piece of crap pastor on some piece of crap television show wants to talk about how some crazy angelic miracle happened, and that we should believe in the one true God because of some stupid miracle that is totally unbelievable, I believe that that is totally unbelievable, and you should not believe some crap pastor on TV. And you should also not believe just every stinking Christian person that says they're a Christian. Okay? Maybe you don't even want to believe me. Fine. Don't. Okay? I am just giving you a friendly warning. Okay? Because what I'm trying to say here is that in the end, okay, it's going to come down to God and Satan. And there's going to be other factors that are coming into play here. But I'm telling you that in the Bible it says that people who are not believers and people who have not said that they believe that Jesus had died on the cross and he rose again 3 days later and he died for all their sins and, you know, whatever else happens, people that don't believe that are not going to be able to understand any other part of the message. So, like, if you are some agnostic or atheist or person, whatever, some other religion, if you, like, open up the Bible or something and you, like, read it, it's going to make, it's not going to make any sense. Like, if the Tower of Babel could happen and God was, like, in control of that, I'm pretty sure he could confuse you, because he doesn't want to reveal the secrets of the universe to just anyone, okay? It's not like some exclusive club, okay? But, like, hear me out for a second. Like, let's say that you were the creator of Apple, okay? You created Apple computers. You're Steve Jobs, okay? And then, basically, Bill Gates had a niece, and she basically didn't really like Windows, but she was Bill Gates' niece, okay? And everybody knew that she was Bill Gates' niece, and she couldn't change that about herself. And, you know, she was bragging about being Bill Gates' niece and how much money she had. Okay, I'm just making the story up. This does not actually happen. But okay, so she decided that she didn't like Windows or like anything that Bill Gates created. So she was just going to go like into an Apple store and buy an iPod because she thought iPods were like the shit. So what happened was when she went to the Apple store, Steve Jobs decided that nobody that was from the Bill Gates family could buy any of the Apple products because he didn't want he didn't want Bill Gates' family representing his brand. So it's like that. So like, let's say that you are a prostitute, and I totally understand that Jesus like hung out with prostitutes. Okay, that's not my point. I'm just saying, like, let's say that you're a prostitute. Like, I totally am not against prostitutes. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm like, just try to go with the flow. It's just an example. Like, being a prostitute is probably not the best life choice. That's all I'm trying to say. So you're a prostitute, okay? And like, you don't want to change that about yourself, okay? So like, you decided that you were not going to ask forgiveness for being a prostitute, and you knew no matter what was going to happen, like, in your life, that you were never going to stop being a prostitute. So like, basically, God knew that about you, and like, so he was never going to like, invite you into Christianity, because like, he didn't want someone who, it's not that he didn't want any prostitutes to be a Christian. It's like, he didn't want somebody who was never gonna stop being a prostitute to be a Christian. Kind of like how Bill Gates' niece kind of was like never gonna stop bragging that she was Bill Gates' niece. So like, people who are Catholic, they are like bragging about the Pope. They're like, I love the Pope. He is so smart. He's like the Dalai Lama of today. Or like, I know that there's like a Dalai Lama today, but I'm just saying like something that somebody stupid would say that was Catholic. Okay, so the actual true Christians of today are not Catholics. And like, God knows that. So he like, probably like is like letting people like be invited into Catholicism that are like gonna go to a priest and be like, well, I sinned. I'm in a mob, and I kind of got roped into something, and I shot this guy at the Quicken Mart. And so then like, the police never came, and I stole all the cash out of the all the cash they had, and then I ran away, and I didn't like bury the body, and I had gloves and a mask on, like nobody saw me, like, and I don't really feel that bad, but I just feel like I need to ask for forgiveness, you know, so that the Lord will let me into heaven. Okay, so that is not actually what goes down in a real prayer for forgiveness, and that is not how a true Christian acts. Actually, you can probably guess that. But a lot of Catholics probably do act like that. I'm not saying like every Catholic acts like that. I'm sure there's a lot of nice Catholics. Like, when I was in the Catholic Church for a while, like, I never actually became a Catholic, but like, I went there pretty much like every Saturday night, and like, I, you know, went to like some teen, or it wasn't teen, it was like young adult stuff. I went to a bar where a priest was preaching, and we drank alcohol, and I had dinner while I was listening to a priest. And they're like, well, we want to be cool so that everybody can hear God's message. Well, I'm just gonna say, like, just because Jesus turned water into wine at some wedding, like, Jesus was not preaching at that wedding, okay? Like, that does not mean that he wants like Catholics like drinking beer at a bar when they're listening to some message from a priest. So I think like this is like ridiculous. But I think the point is that all you have to do to become a actual Christian is you have to for I think a good starting place would be to read John 3:16. You probably have heard of that, but maybe you didn't read it. And then you should probably go to church, like a Baptist church. I would recommend a Baptist church. Like a lot of other churches are kind of, you know, like, see, okay, Baptists are kind of like a very strict religion, and I understand people are like, whatever, we're living in the now. Things should be totally legit and free and totally, you know, I am not going to change my life because I'm a Christian. Okay, well, let me explain something to you. Jesus wants you to change your life because you became a Christian. That's kind of what becoming a Christian is about. Like, okay, I mean, I don't know if you've read the story of the Good Samaritan, but like, that's kind of like, that happens all the time to me. I am like the victim on the road, and like people are like passing by, and like there is no Good Samaritan. Like that happens. And like, okay, I'm not maybe injured, but I mean, I'm mentally ill. And like people, like I'm not asking people to feel sorry for me. I'm asking them to treat me with kindness. And like, they don't. So like, I am trying to treat you with kindness right now by being honest with you. If you, okay, Presbyterian churches allow women to be pastors. Now, okay, I'm a woman. I think it would be totally cool to be a pastor. Like, that's so dope. I'm a pastor. I can like perform a wedding. Okay, that is not dope. Okay, and that is not cool. And I am like, I think women's rights are important. I should not be abused. I should be able to work a job. I should be able to choose my own husband. I should not be subjected to sexual violence. I should be able to be the president of the United States if I am elected. I should be able to run for mayor. These things are all important. And, you know, I should get to decide, I'm not going to say, I think that it's really important what type of birth control you use. And I think it's really important, I mean, I really do agree that you should be married before you have sex with anyone, because I have made some huge mistakes in my life and I really regret them. So I am telling you from personal experience that being a hoe is like disgusting, and like you so don't want to go there. And like I'm telling you that when I am married, I am going to use birth control because I don't want a kid. That's my choice to make. Okay? And I think that God gave us free will for a reason. And the fact is that God gave somebody free will in order to develop a birth control, which means that he gave me free will in order to use a birth control. So I think that the Catholic Church is just wrong by saying that they think that I shouldn't be able to use a birth control. I think they just said that so that people would stop having premarital sex. So actually, that's just another sign that they are manipulating people for money. Whatever. Okay. So I personally don't believe that a woman should be able to be the minister of music or a minister. Okay. I personally think that there's like this other church, I can't remember what it is, they don't use instruments. I think that's really weird. I do not want to sing a cappella at my church. Okay, I think that like music is like a blessing to our soul. Like I feel so happy that I can sing to God. Like, okay, like when you're in love with some guy, or maybe like you're in love with a girl, maybe you're a guy and you're in love with a girl, maybe you're homosexual, I'm gonna not really address that. Okay, but the fact is, when you're like really happy and you're in love with someone, you want to like listen to music and like sing to them and stuff, or like maybe you just want to like sing to yourself about that person, or maybe you just want to like make a playlist and think about them when you listen to it. There's like all sorts of things and reasons why we listen to music, and like it's like really important because love and music are like so closely intertwined. Like Shakespeare said it best, music is the food of love. So if that's true, then I'm gonna eat it up and like be like doing a whole lot of music for God, because that's like super important to my relationship with God. Like He gave me, like I'm not gonna say I have the most talented, I'm the most talented person ever. I am so not the most talented person ever. But I am gonna say that God did give me the gift of music. And I am gonna say that I am very thankful for that gift, because I have been very happy to sing in many different choirs, and I have been very happy to sing many solos in those choirs. And I have been very happy to sing harmony. I can sing tenor, I can sing alto, I can sing soprano. I have sung in a men's choir, I have sung in a women's choir, I have sung in a mixed choir, I have sung in like a show choir, I have sung in a audition only choir. Like I've sung in like a lot of choirs. And I've danced while I've sung, and like He gave me the gift of rhythm. I can dance. And I'm gonna say that like this whole Baptists don't dance thing, I can understand why some Baptists don't dance, but I just can't stop myself. Maybe it's a sin, maybe it's not. I don't think anywhere in the Bible it says not to dance. So I personally am not going to ask for forgiveness every time I dance. I think that's a little bit overboard, but I am going to say there have been times when I probably should have, and I didn't. So I think what's really at stake here is that you, as a person, when you are making an incredibly important decision about the future of your soul and which way you are going to go, up or down, you need to think about which type of church you would like to attend. So I think that before making this humongous decision, you should visit different churches in your area so that you can really appreciate what happens at those places, because I know that there is a place in my area claiming to be a Baptist church, but is actually Calvinist, and I know that that is very wrong, and Satan likes to play games with people, but it's actually not a game, it's a war, and love is a battlefield, okay? And I am a warrior for God, okay? I love Him, and He is my Savior, and He is very important to me, and it's not something that I like to mess around with, and I may sometimes, usually, be a backseat Christian, and I am, not very proud of that, but I think that there are many opportunities that you can share God's love with others, and you will probably never truly be happy until you accept God's wonderful gift, so that you can know that you have been truly loved your whole life by someone far greater than anyone on this planet. And basically, like, your parents are totally, they cannot love you even close like God could. And I understand that people blame God for things all the time. And that is a very sad thing, because I think what we don't take into account is the gratefulness that we should have for what we were given. And everything that God does, He does for a reason, to teach us a lesson, to put us on a path that will make us greater. So, if something happened to you, you need to realize that something happened to someone else too. And it may not be the same thing, but it will make you better than if it didn't happen to you. So, we should thank God for the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything that does happen is a gift. So, we're complaining all the time, but really, we should be thanking. And I know that I am at fault for so many things, and I like to say that I'm right, you're wrong, and I know so much better than you, blah 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 blah, I'm so right, and nobody knows better than me. And okay, that is not true. What is actually true is I'm a sinner. I am no better than anyone on this planet. I like to think that I am, and I'm not. I need to forgive people, and I don't, and that is wrong. And I need to realize that the hoe that is sleeping with an abuser who is doing heroin is not any better than me, and she is not any worse than me. And maybe I can't help her, but maybe I can help somebody who can help somebody else, who can help somebody else. Somebody else can help somebody else who can help her. So I think we need to take a really long look at our lives. We need to think about why we are doing what we are doing and how we can help people. Because if we are lying to ourselves, then we are definitely lying to everyone else. And that means that we are wasting every single person on this earth's time. So, I am thankful that I am here, even though sometimes I wish I was dead. But I know that I have a grand purpose, and sometimes it feels like I should lie in bed for 6 months and speak to no one, and I should watch Once Upon a Time over and over, and then I should eat cake and pudding and cookies and beef jerky, and then I should take a shower, and then I should go to the doctor. Those all seem like really good opportunities for me, but like sometimes there's something else that I could be doing that would be a little bit more helpful. Like, maybe I could clean my room. Or maybe I could volunteer at the clubhouse, even though I don't like to volunteer at the clubhouse. And maybe I could make a YouTube video, just like this one, about some other topic that is very important to me. And maybe I will only have 3 people watch it, ever. But maybe those 3 people will think it is really, really important, and they will change their entire life view because of one thing I said in that video. So, I think that we don't realize the enormity of our effect on people that we have, and we should really just analyze our life and what we are doing here. There is so much more that we could do. We should not take for granted 1 second of our lives.